Alright, hello, and welcome back to Final Fantasy V, Super Nintendo Original. Well, technically, I guess I'd have to say Super Famicom Original, since this game in its original form to this day, like I've said before, has never been brought here to the States. Not even on Switch Super Nintendo Online. Anyways, of course, I am kind of regretting sticking with the original over the GBA remake. For one main reason, lack of in-game bestiary. Kind of got used to that with first the GBA Game Boy Advance remake and now most recently the Pixel remaster. Yeah. Unfortunately, these original games don't have that. They didn't start having that originally to what? Well, I know Dragon Quest VII, or Dragon Warrior 7 originally on the PS1 did, once you got that book item. But, yeah. Anyways, I think I'm pretty much ready to go. I could grind up Lena's and Gallif's Blue Wizard job class, but for now, since I just the other day uploaded the last recorded video for this series, time to move on. I can maybe grind out some more job class levels later. So now, unlike my usual playthrough, I'm not just going to turn everybody back to the normal bear, freelancer, whatever job class, whatever the name of it is in the version of the game you're playing. Like I usually do. I'll, at least for now anyways, keep a variety. So, let's see here. Actually, I just thinking better of that. That's right, I'm thinking too far ahead too quickly. I don't have the Red Mage job class yet. That comes later. Alright, well, I mean, I'm still going to do that, just I was thinking keep Bart's a knight, balance things out a bit more towards the physical attack, needing to rely a little less on magic spells. So, to keep that idea going, Bart's will be back to normal or bear or whatever. White and black magic. Actually, scratch that, I think. For him, black magic and learning, just in case we see any enemies that have blue magic spells to learn. Have at least one person with that. Alright. Lena will be the knight. Okay, protect is there by default. You can't change that, unfortunately, but add both hands to double attack power. So, yeah. Attack power goes up from 15 to 30. Gallif will be the black mage, black wizard. But unlike most black mages in RPG video games, he's going to also be able to use healing spells. Usually that's not the case, at least not by default. I mean, yeah, there's games like Dragon Quest III where you can master first the priest, as they call it, white mage, and then the wizard or black mage, and make it so that he could use both types of magic spells, but by default, no, one or the other. And Varys will be the white mage, white wizard. But the exact vice versa of Galuf, he's also going to be able to use both attack and healing spells if need be. So yeah, there we go. 2 healers. I like that. Like I've said in previous videos, so many times when I play RPGs that where you have only 1 healer in the party, you select the heal spell, but by the time the person actually casts it, the person you're trying to heal gets killed off, and you're like, oh shit, thanks game, a little late now. Now instead of healing, I need to revive. Gee, your timing is just so wonderful. Yeah. Granted, having 2 healers won't necessarily eliminate that entirely, but will at least decrease the odds of that happening somewhat. At least in theory. I don't know. We'll see how that actually works, but anyways. As long as I got magic users now, make sure we have all of the useful spells, which I don't think we do. If I remember correctly, in an earlier video, when I started buying the magic spells, I ran out of money. I don't think I ever came back later. Got it. Got it. Don't have it. Okay, good. Got it. Libra, Scan, or Search, I don't really care for. I mean, I suppose I should get it since I was just complaining. Well, not really complaining, just stating the lack of in-game bestiary, so... And what the hell, why not? Pure Poison, Poisana. Remedy's Poison, but... Well, I'll get it just... Yeah. But in those circumstances, I usually use the antidote potions. Get out of my... I hate when NPCs get in the way like that. Give me Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, or you can just jump over them. If there's space to do so, that is. But you want to get in my way? Fine. I'll just jump right over you. Not very realistic, but then again, what in video games is? You know, the usual, water is deadly, but lava, oh, you only suffer a hit point of damage per step. Come on in, boys, the lava's fine. Yeah, so much for reality and physics in video games. Anyways, this is okay, good. At least they improved on that from the NES original of the first Final Fantasy game, where if you wanted to buy multiples, you had to do it one at a time individually. Since somehow programming it to buy in bulk wasn't an option. Might as well stock up on some of those. Oh, they don't even have the pure potions here. Okay, well, see. Grab a couple, well, more than a couple, but grab some tents for saving on the saving your game on the world map. Yes. Okay, that's an odd display for the monetary screen. Oh, what? Why is that in the different lettering font? Or whatever you call that technically. Oh well. Alright, and with that, preparations are over. And again, like I pointed out in an earlier video, and anybody who's already played this game knows all too well by now, I'm sure. I bought magic spells, but unlike a lot of RPGs, I don't have to assign them to any specific party member. Anybody that can use them, oh, you can just use the same one. Don't have to buy multiples of each spell. One thing I've always liked about this game, save a little money that way, especially late game when magic spells start costing so much. Would have been nice if you could do it that way in the first Final Fantasy game, especially in the NES original, where levels, what was it, level 6 spells were like 20,000 bucks, level 7 were 45,000 bucks each, and level 8 spells were 60,000 bucks each. And if you wanted multiple people to use that, you had to buy 2 or more. Yeah. That was a lot of money just to equip your wizards. Anyways, on with the game. Of course, I could have done some of my grinding here. As all of the battles I fought, you were only getting 1 ability point per battle. Some of the enemies you fight here can give you 3 ability points per battle, making that leveling up go a little faster. But like I said in an earlier video, the reason I didn't do that is the enemies here are also stronger. And at early levels, yeah, it doesn't matter how many ability points you get per battle. You might not live long enough to survive the battle and get those points. Anyways. I think I remember to do that. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I think I remembered to go talk to Zoc back in that first village and get the key from him. But yeah, I did that in, like, what, video 2? Before I started the hours-long grind for ability job class abilities. Anyways, the door is open. Of course, battles at sea. Sucker. Love is for suckers? Twisted Sister? No. What? Again, anybody who's watched my videos long enough should by now be used to the mindless 80s rock references. Octo Raken. Yeah, I can see one thing I have to change a bit. Should still have weapons for my white mage, in this case Ferris. I bought weapons for all of the job classes as I was grinding up their abilities. Oh, we all got a level up experience-wise. Alright, equip. Ferris. Staff. Oh, that's right. White mage can only use... Okay. Shoot. Forgot about that. White mages in this game can only use staves. Which I guess is kind of common in RPG games. White mages can't use crap for weapons. At least not until mid-late game. Just like they can't equip decent armor either. And like I've said in many a video already, the person who thought of that, I mean, I know it's a thing in almost every RPG I've ever played, but go back to the origins of the RPG video game genre. Find whoever it is that thought of that idea, that mages, the ones who are generally the weakest already and have the lowest HP, can't equip crap for armor. While the fighter tanks, like Bartz and Lena in this party's case right now, that have more HP than anyone else in the party, they can equip the best. Don't you think it should be the other way around? The people that have more HP to begin with don't really need the heavy armor, or people that, yeah. Methinks that the creators of RPG video games were a bit backwards. Give the heavier armor to the people who don't have as much HP and could use that. But no. They get cloth armors. Maybe a leather armor, if you're lucky. They can't have chainmail or any... Oh, okay, 2 ability points there. Uh-oh, what's going on? Of course, just as we're trying to pass through, this happens. It's Leviathan. No, wait a minute, no, that's the wrong game. Or games, plural. Spoiler alert, that happens in both Final Fantasy II, the real Final Fantasy II on the NES, and Final Fantasy IV, mislabeled as 2 here in America, but anyway. You're just sailing along and suddenly Leviathan attacks you. Boss time! Ooh, he still does that much damage? Okay, we might have to... Okay, that helps. Let's see... Water-based enemies, so... Oh! Okay, ice don't work on him. Or is it just Ferris don't have much for magic stats? Oh, we kick that thing's butt easily enough. What are you doing back there? Okay. I'm sorry. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of negativity and insults in the comments for this video. But I just cannot get emotional here. This thing, Sildra Hydra, as it was in the PS1 American original version of the game, is supposed to be a sea serpent. Can swim. How the heck is it drowning? Call me an insensitive asshole, but I just could not get emotional over this scene. It's a frickin' sea serpent. It can swim better than any human being can. There's no way it can be drowning and dying in water. Screw you. Phooey. Again, call me insensitive if you want. I don't give a shit. That scene is bogus. Yeah, we lost our engine. Well, our makeshift motor. Okay, now we're just drifting with the currents, huh? Oh, goody. Of course, this is only supposed to be a little canal. They make it look like we're in the middle of the Pacific Ocean here. What the hell? I mean, that scene is as exaggerated as the snowboarding in Final Fantasy VII. You look at the world map and the distance you travel is only a little sliver. But while you're actually snowboarding, it seems like you're traveling for miles and miles and miles before you reach the end. Really? Of course, I mentioned that when I played through Final Fantasy VII, 2 years ago now? Anyways, some ship graveyard. Oh, goody. What's down here? Anything? Oh, there's a couple doors. Okay, I didn't even see that at first. Locked. Okay, what? I guess I need a key. Or in some games, you need a thief in your party. Yeah, why not? I don't know if the game auto heals or not, but probably not. That being the case, we did take a little bit of a beating from that boss just now. So get back up to full HP and MP. Would be nice if those inns also saved your game. Nothing down there? Okay. Okay. Now, I have played this game before multiple times. But each and every time I kind of stumble through this area. Because I still haven't memorized the exact pattern, which ways to go to get through it quickly. I always find myself going into at least a couple dead ends and only realizing it is a dead end once I reach the end and, okay, this ain't the way to go. Oops. I'd have to double back and go the other way. Skeletons. Undead. I wonder if the ages-old RPG gimmick of using heal spells on them works. Instead of healing them, it kills them. Let's find out. Oh, damage, it hurts them, it just doesn't kill them, okay. Not like in Final... Spoiler alert, potentially speaking, not like the final boss in Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Holy crap. Use a heal or was it a life spell on him and it does more damage than any other attack does by far. You could really cheese that battle that way. Holy. Of course, Mystic Quest, like I've said before, that's probably going to be the next Final Fantasy game I do a playthrough of. I know it's one of the more unpopular games in the franchise's history, but I've always liked it. Since, what, late 92, when we rented it one day, when it was just after it came out. In fact, thinking about that, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest kind of saved my interest in the franchise. After how much I hated the original version of Final Fantasy IV, the latest game in the main series at that time, although it was called Final Fantasy II here in the USA, how much I hated that game for the longest time to come, I was kind of reluctant to even touch another Final Fantasy game, except for maybe replay the first one. But that particular afternoon, they didn't have any other games I was interested in that weren't already rented out, so, what the heck. I'm only renting it. If I don't like it, I'll know not to rent it again. It's not like I'm actually buying the game. Only to find out after paying the full purchase price that I don't, Whereas if that game had been as bad as a lot of people say it is, I don't know if I would have been a fan long enough to even get into Final Fantasy VII when it finally came out 5 years later. Would have been like, Final Fantasy, no thank you. That series sucks. Okay, where the hell am I going? Oh, down here, okay. Is this the scene I'm thinking of? Or no, never mind. That comes a little later. Yeah, so you get wet. You're not Margaret Hamilton, and this isn't the Wizard of Oz. Oh, I'm melting. No, I don't think so. Okay. Oh, I didn't see it at first. It was kind of hidden, camouflaged by the mist or whatever that's supposed to be. Okay. Starting to regret having Ferris be a white mage. Dude, can't hit anything with that staff. Gallifrey doing much better as a black mage. I mean, I know, black mages are supposed to be using magic spells. But, yeah. I mean, I'm sure they probably have plenty of MP to go around, but let's see how much. Oh yeah, 95. Cost 4. Oh yeah, okay. Fine, they do have plenty of MP to go around for a while. But call it a side effect of how many times I played the NES original of the first Final Fantasy game. From 1990 to 2005, 2006 when the Game Boy Advance remake came out. All those times I replayed the original of that game, where magic points are very limited indeed. Especially in the last half of the game where the dungeons get longer, you learn very quickly to use magic sparingly. Yeah. And that has kind of stuck with me all these decades later. Even though you have games like this where that's not necessarily so important. Or your mages do have more spell points. Of course, the other thing I could say about that is looking back at it now, it's a wonder I replayed that game as often, as many times as I did. The original version of it, that is. I guess I had a lot more patience for janky programming back then. Yeah. That game, like I've said in many other videos previous, is up there with the first Dragon Warrior Dragon Quest game and the first Zelda game as one of the 3 games that I've replayed more than any other game in all of gaming history. Which again for me begs the question, how did I have the patience to replay the flawed NES original as many times as I did? Is that all that's down here? Thought this... okay. I was thinking this was the way to go. Guess not. That was just to get a Phoenix down. Does this game do that split damage thing that some RPGs do? Or it takes the base number and divides it amongst all of the enemies you're targeting? No, not really. Okay. I know, what was it? Final Fantasy the NES original of Final Fantasy II or Final Fantasy III, one of the two or both of them did that. Took a base number and however many enemies you were attacking with it, divided it amongst those. 200. If you were fighting 4, it'd be down to 50 or something. Really? 2 or 3 steps. Random encounter rate. Uh-oh. Gallop needs some healing. Okay. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Anybody else? Yeah, might as well while I'm at it. Heal up everybody a bit. Back up to full HP. Since again, as always, whenever I replay this game, I always kind of stumble my way through this area. And this playthrough is obviously going to be no exception. Didn't I just come from here? Guess not. I just bought... That reminds me, I just bought like 60 of those. Why did I use heal spell? I swear I could be the dumbest person in video gaming history sometimes. Repeated for emphasis. At the start of this video, before I left town, I just bought, what, 60 heal potions? And just now I use heal spells instead. I am a moron. Don't even try to argue. Oh, this part. Major plot twist about to occur. One that I was worried I was going to kind of spoil with my dialogue before this point, but oh, just get going, Lena. Yeah, what? Okay, what is this? The NES original Metroid? Where even the instruction manual said referred to Samus as a he, or a him, or a his. Yeah. It was only if you beat the game fast enough and got the best ending that you realized Samus was supposed to be a girl, like it was supposed to be a big deal or something. Now this is going back to that. Of course, they kind of give that away from the get-go in the GBA Game Boy Advance remake with the dialogue art, box art, the picture they have of Ferris there, kind of see that right away. Yeah. Like I said, I was worried I'd give this away in my dialogue, accidentally referring to Ferris as she, before we got to this point, but yeah. Okay, that's fine. I mean, you were a kid when they first rescued you and took you in, so to speak. But as you grew in more ways than one, at the risk of sounding like a pervert here now, as you grew in more ways than one, if you know what I mean, I'm sure they could tell that you weren't exactly a dude. Yeah. How did you manage? Never mind. I don't want to make this dialogue into it. I don't want to make this R-rated dialogue here, but yeah. Okay. Jeez, Gallop, can't you get out of bed normally? What the hell? Alright. Oh, good, a save point. Perfect place to end this video and start the next one. I mean, I could have done that earlier if I wanted to use save states, but try to avoid that as much as possible. That'll do it for this video. Pick it up from here next time. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.